Jupasho Idam Gurana Mandala Kanyayami Sangye Shudam Soki Chonamla Jamshu Badu Dani Kasushi Daki Chunyen Gibe Sunamki Drola Henshe Sangye Jupasho Sangye Chunam Soki Chonamla Jamshu Badu Dani Kasushi Daki Chunyen Gibe Sunamki Drola Henshe Sangye Jupasho Sangye Chunam Soki Chonamla Jamshu Badu Dani Kasushi Daki Chunyen Gibe Sunamki Drola Benche Sangye Jupasho.
Okay, Stanley's gonna give us the quiz.
Okay.
Microfono. Maybe we put Ben in that chair. Or that chair is occupied or not?
No.
No.
Okay, can we do that? Okay, when he comes in. We'll see what he wants to do with this computer. Please, go ahead. He's Mr. Abhidharma for the next 15
for
years.
these few questions, I don't really know the answer, so just try.
By the way, when you go to the debate ground, the best debaters go with the questions they don't understand. You see, and the weaker debaters nail down something and go to beat somebody. You see what I mean? And the really good debaters take something they don't understand and they bring it up.
Which is also useful for the fear and the...
Yeah, it's good for fear and pride and everything else.
I can feel it right now. Okay,
These are
one.
very nice questions. Yeah.
We're all friends.
Which one of the five cessations can stop the gacha forever? Which one of the five cessations? Could stop its matched gacha. It's matching gacha.
Oh, it's corresponding.
Yeah, corresponding.
Good, yeah, good question. That's even better.
Well, the 34th one has to do with rebirth. So not that, right?
Let's just say the most safe one, the safest one.
The analytical one that comes after the direct perception.
You're right. Yeah.
That one's safe, yeah.
There could be other one, I guess.
Is there a permanent non-analytical sensation?
Yes, the one that happens at mastery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jorlam. So at least 4 and 5 are permanent.
Yeah.
Explain what a cessation means to a normal person.
Like something.
I mean an abnormal normal person.
Cessation means something got stopped forever.
Yeah, you can stop. What's an example? Anger. Anger.
Anger. Yeah.
Okay, things like that.
Reaching the one.
Is it possible?
Virginity is one.
By the way, yeah, that's true. In Ben's text, we're gonna get into proofs that human perfection is possible. Okay, in those quotations that Chonin Lama's throwing out in Ben's text are the classical proofs that human perfection is possible. So that's kind of this, is it possible to stop your anger forever? And we say yeah.
Okay. Number 2. This I'm really not sure. What are the 3 kinds of results of future birth in the context of the future birth meditation sensation?
Whoa.
What are the 3 kinds?
I don't personally remember, but I'm glad it's not me who has to
That
answer.
future birth? You mean like the future birth, that result?
If I understand correctly, they talk about 3 kinds of few results that one sensation stopped.
So, right. You see
I personally don't remember, but I'm sure it is there.
you will not have a future birth in the lower realms.
Well, the first one is, the example of the first one is a Deva's body.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, good.
Deva.
Right.
Oh, cessation.
If
Oh,
right,
okay.
like
Yeah.
from the result
Okay.
from doing the certain kind of meditation,
Similar,
Yeah.
similar experience,
similar
similar result to the cultural
type.
result.
Yeah. They Geshe used to
Nice.
same time.
Yeah, by the way, this is Abhidharma language because they want to divide everything into their classic result divisions. Okay.
So like the meditation that you are doing when you are born into the formula is
Yeah.
the result of the same time from the previous meditation you were doing. in
Yeah,
your
nice,
previous life.
nice. Yeah.
And the three?
Yeah.
Well, we have a little like confusion
I'm
about-
unsure. Yeah, I'm unsure. I didn't have time to look at it. Yeah.
Another one is divine mention.
Show me.
Kang.
The environment-
Shamekang.
Oh, no.
By the way, they normally slur the L. They say Shemekang.
Shimikon.
Shemekang. Yeah. Yeah, good,
So the number
okay.
3 I don't know.
Yeah.
The environment.
I'm still not sure about it. I gotta think about it. Okay. Let's go on quickly.
Okay.
Please.
What's the difference between the objects stopped by impermanence sensation and future good sensation?
Whoa. What's the gotcha, right?
It's the gotcha, yeah. What are the difference between these two kinds of gotchas?
Thank you.
The object stopped by impermanence.
Gotcha.
Oh, one's a Lamki gotcha, and one's
I'm waiting to see the answer.
I think that's just
Yeah, okay. That's okay.
Correct? I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
black, which does
Oh.
You can say that. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, exactly. That's what he said. Yeah, chua, past tense, those things which are already there. Yeah, he said impermanent cessation only applied to things that were already here,
Oh yeah.
and we would separate birth out separately. So preventing the growing of it, preventing the starting of a thing, is different from preventing the continued existence of a thing. Yeah. But it's all in the context of stopping your anger permanently, or, things like that.
3 words.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
forever ever.
Then
Well,
yeah.
tentu.
Then
People normally say tentu. Okay, so because it's 2 first column T's, it's hard to do 2 in a row. Most people have tentu. They'll say tentu. Okay, so be careful on this one. Tentu.
Noodles?
Yeah, tentuk. Okay, keep going.
Nyongjuki Gopa.
A sensation that comes from meditation. Samadhi.
But it doesnn't really mean.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but what it means is in debate.
Kewe Santen Ki Gopa.
Same deal. as
The other
last
meditation
one.
that comes from, or being
Yeah, but somehow relates to rebirth.
resulting
Yeah.
meditation.
Yeah, and these are all unclear. These are difficult. Okay, what was the original debate? By the way, I think you chose the very best topics and you chose the very best words, and I don't know what's getting into you guys, but it's been that way all day.
It's all this learning.
Maybe my karma's improving.
You said it was bad.
But
Cessation.
what was the? I'm just checking. What was
If
it?
a cessation is not
Good,
if a cessation
good, you're
is not
close.
An analytical one, then it must be a non-analytical
Right.
one.
It was different.
They
But the
used the
original
word-
debate was young. Why
Yeah.
did they use young?
That's what-
That's after.
No, well, what came after that? What was the debate? If
Whether
something
those
is
have
not
some-
an analytical cessation, if something is not a cessation which is triggered by seeing emptiness directly, then must it be a cessation where things don't happen because of,
Oh, lack of kin.
insufficiency of factors? Like the tree didn't grow because there was no sunlight, not because there was no seed. Okay, got it? So, and then we said, no, there's other ones also. Buddha taught some other weird cessations. It's not just 2 choices. There's 5 choices. Okay, got it? And then he went off onto 3 weird ones, and And the weirdest one is this rebirth, meditation, cessation. So I got another footnote for you. Our footnote there is going to be very necessary, you know. And I don't think if a teacher taught this in the monastery, they would waste the time on the 5. They would say, look, Buddha said 5 and there's other ones. Now let's go on. Okay, but I feel like if we're doing something for the first time in the West, we should do it right. By the way, I'm really happy to, I got this just now from Octavian Baban in Romania, which is ACI level 5 in Romanian. Cum functionitia karma. Yeah, how karma works. Yeah. Okay. And they're almost finished with 1 and 3 also. And it has been wrapped. These cloths are made by refugees, immigrants from Syria, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. And I think some from Ethiopia. So it's the first legally working people in Romania who are immigrants are in our little sewing class. So we have a what do you call it? A vocational training center we started, and they're learning a job. And it's the first time these women have been allowed to work in general because they're Muslim, strict Muslim. And so they are the ones whose husbands said, okay, I can do that, we can do that. And they're making these beautiful cloths, and they're better than I've ever seen before.
Who do we talk to buy more of these?
Noor and Vimala. And they are going to Mongolia, right? Yeah, so... yeah, and to Nepal. So Christina Kasaka has arranged $1 million grant from a foundation, and we're gonna be in Mongolia cataloging 200,000 books because of that money. She wrote a beautiful grant. I thought it was beautiful. I didn't even know about it, which is the best part. And then Vimala and she went to Nepal to set up a new Sanskrit entry center. And they're using these as bribes for people who have rare Sanskrit books. So just you know, like personal family books. People keep books of their grandparents or their great-grandparents, and we go there and we say, let us scan it and we'll give you these cloth. And so we use this as a bribe there. So it's all very cool. I'd like to thank everybody. And Adam went to Mongolia to. I lost 15 pounds the first time I went to Mongolia. There's nothing to eat there, anyway, except sheep guts. But okay. One more slight note on these 5 cessations. One more small note on these 5 cessations, and then we just give it up. Okay. And this is a weird note. By the way. This note is by Gyal Wang Losan Chenle Namgyal.
We don't see you on the screen.
I'm sorry. I was so interested in impressing my honey lama. We figured out if you cut the C from Choni Lama. Okay, so this is Gyal Wang Losan Chenle Namgyal, who wrote Gyal Wang Zi. Okay, Gyal Wang Zi, which means Gyal Wang Losan Chenle Namgyal's commentary to the Kosha, to the Abhidharma Kosha. And he's remarkable because he was the person who edited the Kangyur, the Lhasa Kangyur, which is what we input in early 1950s. And it was a time of great political unrest, of course. You know, war was going on. And he did the work, okay? And there's a rumor, I heard, that he was executed for making mistakes, which is a shame because he wrote a good Abhidharma commentary. 1940s or something, you know? I'm not sure. I heard these rumors, I don't know. But there were harsh punishments in Tibet in the old days. It was not you know, there were harsh things going on, you know. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Really?
Yep, this is him. Okay, and by the way, his commentary is a Kane.
Difficult one.
Yeah, he only treats the difficult points. It's not a commentary on the Abhidharma Kosha. It's the tough points. So he explained the weird cessation, the weird one we've been working with. He explained it. Okay, he took a shot, which is what we're about to do.
Oh no.
Nick has the plane.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Whoa.
Kome ketuki toki gewa nyam shap maimbe
Pa.
empa maimba
Yeah.
maimba de que la tapa sheju na
Chok.
chokme
Me.
chokme nyongjuk tapa we nyongjuk tapa we minki tapa dume du shena do shena.
Nice.
Kasha, what's the semicolon in Tibetan?
Oh, the semicolon is. Do you know?
It's, yeah, we just figured it out.
The share with the doodad on top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Star
comma, the Tibetan comma, basically. When it's carved at the end of a line, when it's carved after the first syllable of a line, is required to have two dots over it, because that's a place where the woodblock might chip often. Okay, so we use a semicolon.
There's actually some discrepancies between texts when you have the squiggle things.
Oh yeah.
It's been rendered different ways by outputs.
I'm not surprised. They were supposed to use their slashes going both ways, but
Well, that's
They've never used that.
on the
No.
list. Yeah.
yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
You have to take them out before you publish your book. That's all you need to know, okay? Which is a big job. And before we publish, your books are ready to be published. I mean, the Diamond Cutter Press on January 1st will move from New Jersey to this building, and they'll start publishing your books. It's possible we have a $100,000 grant to start publishing the English books. But we have to lay them out. Huh?
Books, right?
Well, that's the only two ready now, but some of yours are close. And as we've gone through the editing, we have edited for final printing. We have not left anything. You see, I mean, we've done our best to bring your text up to print standard, okay? I mean, there's a few small
Might have to
questions,
do
but
another pass on.
no, we will definitely have to do another pass. But what I'm saying is, it's not a whole re-edit job. It's final. It's 95% final edit. So shortly after you finish your book, it's publishable. But we have to do them. We have to talk about the layout standard. And my main concern is how do we show the Tibetan? And that means we have to take out the semicolons, or whatever these are called. Colons or
Do you
semicolons?
think we'll show it in
Semicolon?
You can.
I thought we were going to remove.
Whether we remove the Tibetan altogether is something this group has to decide. Maybe you want to publish two books. You know, maybe one for serious people and one for not serious people. In time, the bilingual one will be replaced, as it was in the Kangyo and Tengyur. So in the beginning, they did them bilingual, and later they just dropped the bilingual. So in time, your translation will become the standard.
We could have the bilingual online so everyone can access it.
Something like
It's
that.
online.
We have to talk about it. Okay. Kome ketop kigewa. Ketop means you got it at birth, okay? Just by being born, you got it, okay? Ketop yeshi means the amount of intelligence that you're born with, okay? So ketop kigewa nyamshak mayembate gel. This is corrupt somehow, and I don't understand what it means. Okay, I doubt that it's dakpa. It might be even gakpa or gokpa. I don't know. Okay, we gotta check. I'm not even gonna go there, and it's not the main point. What he's asking here is, I don't see why this thing should be called nyomchuk. Okay, and he's talking about the Nyomjuk, Kewe Nyomjuki Gapa, Kewe Nyomjuki Gokpa, okay, cessation of the birth of meditation, okay?
Wasn't it K-way something?
Yeah, it's the same. Gewe something Gokpa. So I don't understand why it should be called what it's called. He wants to know what is this called. Here, and here's the answer. Because it is something attained by meditation on samadhi. Okay, like the form realm life, formless realm life, because it's something you get from meditation in your last life, okay? That's also, we call it Ketoki Nyomjuk. Meditation which is attained when you're born. Okay? Ming Topa Dupa. Calling it that, Jupte Dutso. That's just a custom of this particular school of philosophy. Okay? It's a misnomer, is what he's saying. It's possible that that fourth cessation is not a cessation at all. It's just called that. Or that the Nyomjuk, the state of meditation, is not a state of meditation at all. It's possible that it's the 5 heaps you get in the next life after you do that meditation. Okay, got it? Why? Jebu kewe something ki pumbo ngapo. Okay? Tom J. All 5 heaps are, tok means get the name, something. All 5 heaps are being called meditation. In that, I believe in that kewe something ki gopa. Okay, so we were confused why there should be 2 cessations that are both meditation. This quotation would indicate that the second one is the word meditation in that name of that cessation has nothing to do with meditation. It's the 5 heaps you got because you meditated in your past life. Okay, got it? Okay, so if we're to believe this guy, Abhidharma commentary, very famous Abhidharma commentary, the name of the 4th cessation given by Buddha was a misnomer. The word samten, kewe samten ki gopa, doesn't refer to a state of meditation. It's a nickname for the 5 heaps you get in the next life. Okay, by doing that meditation. Got it? And it's very confusing. It's really confusing. It's like saying your foot is meditation. No, really, your foot is there. Your foot is there. Okay, got it? And that's probably why the word kewa was not in. Okay, which you get reborn with. You got it? Okay, so that's his opinion about this strange second meditation cessation. Okay. Generally, meditations are cessations in 2 senses. And the word cessation, I wish we could find a better one. I don't like it that much. It's not very easily understood by normal people. We have to explore. Maybe we use some kind of phrase or clause. We're not restricted to a single word. That's a beginning translator's mistake. You are not restricted to a single word. You can say definiendum because you want a single word, or you can say the thing which we're defining, which is more clear. You know, you can use a clause for a single word. Don't ever think you cannot. Okay, to think you have to have a single word correspondence for translation is a huge mistake. Even in Russian class, we used to learn this, you know. Don't try to find, it's a baby translator's mistake to try to find a single word for a single word, okay?
Brought to an end?
Yeah, I don't know, it has to be a noun.
Right.
And brought to an ending. You see what I mean? Anyway, what it means is that thing's not going to happen again. Cessation of anger means you will never have it again. So, you know, cessation is accurate. The word is accurate. Cessation of hostilities. This is a common use of this word. The war has stopped in Ethiopia. There's a cessation of hostilities. That's about the only place where it's used. You know, cessation of... Not really. That's about the only place where they use it. So it's too weird. It's a little too weird. If I said it to Veronica, I very much doubt that she'd have the right mental picture of it. You see what I mean? It means permanently ending that problem. You can't have anger again. You know.
That thing won't happen again.
Cut off.
But we need a noun. Not happening againness. See, I'll leave it to you guys. But these are the kind of things that you should wrestle with. You know, I think cessation is misleading, or at least it's incomprehensible. We want something easier, the permanent ending of something, or something like that. By the way, some of those cessations that as we learned, are not permanent. Yeah. Okay. So in the case of meditation, there's two kinds of cessation going on. In the case of meditation, well, there's three. I mean, if you think about it, and this is classic Buddhism. It's good to meditate every day, because while you're meditating, you can't lie, you can't kill, you can't steal, you can't commit adultery. Okay, so you're ahead. You're already ahead. If you don't say anything for an hour a day, you're already like 4% ahead of the world. You see what I mean? Because there's 24 hours and 6%, right? So that's the first kind of cessation of meditation. Second one, if you see emptiness directly during that meditation, you can't, for example, you can no longer ever have doubt about Buddhism. You see a Buddha, you don't doubt that this is a correct path. Okay, so that's another cessation. And then there's a cessation of kind of lower birth, like you're definitely going to be in a better birth, because your mind is not. Your mind is, not only can you not do physical bad deeds, but you can't be upset. You can't have doubts, you know, so that's another cessation. So there's three kinds of cessation tied up with meditation. Okay? Some are permanent, some are not. And that's what we've been discussing. Okay? By the way, I almost object to his distinction between a cessation which occurs from a lack of factors or conditions, and the big cessation that you get when you see emptiness directly, because aren't they the same thing? Aren't you creating a lack of conditions to suffer more? You see, by seeing emptiness. Yeah, aren't you creating a lack of the factor of ignorance?
Right.
And by the way, the 8th and 9th links,
Desire really
yeah, advanced desire and I forget the other. The ones that trigger the ripening of the seed, the equivalent of, the negative equivalent of coffee meditation, are ignorance. You see, misunderstanding seeds makes them open. You see, if you look at a seed and misunderstand it, it makes it open. That's 8 and 9. It's very cool. It's very cool. It's the opposite of coffee meditation. If you don't understand what a seed is, it will open. A bad seed. Okay? If you understand what a seed is, if you understand more about seeds, it prevents them from opening. You see? It's almost as if 8 and 9 were the place where you can break the wheel. Okay? I mean, nobody ever says that. But it's almost like that. Insufficient conditions for the opening of the seed. It's called the freeze-dried seed theory. You know, you cannot destroy a karma, but you can encapsulate in plastic or something. Somebody was telling us when they kill termites, they don't poison them nowadays. They just encapsulate them. They cover the wood with plastic, and that's the end of them. You see, they can't get out. And that's the one approach to bad karmas. You know, if you don't have 8 and 9, you are wrapping them in plastic forever. Do they leave your mind? No. Does it matter? No. They can never open. You know, okay. Did you get the termites out of your house? No. Are they still there? Yeah, but they can't go anywhere. Okay. Understand?
Are you saying 8 and 9 is ignorance?
Yeah, they are. It's a wrong attitude about the seeds. Yeah.
Oh, so
it's not really desire.
Oh.
They call it desire, but it's not. It's desire in the sense of attachment, in the sense of non-understanding. So the word attachment doesn't always mean I'm attached to fancy cars. Ultimately, attachment means I believe that fancy cars come from hard work. That's attachment. Okay, got it? Very cool. All right, luckily we're going on. And you're going to have to deal with that. You know, you got to find a footnote out of these 5 pages of quotations, and I'll help you. Because we didn't resolve it. It's still kind of mushy, okay? But we got to go on. We can't spend the whole term on one sentence. Okay, so Brigitte has the plane. Stanley is reading. Criticize him, come on. He's too cocky all the time. He's too smart. You have to complain about him.
Nivayanati Gone Gewa Gepa Shapala Kanla Kap Ke Okay Kepa Jego Jago Be Negos
What?
It's
They got the name.
Sunwa Deta Kepa Jepe Yungten Sempani.
Yeah.
Sempani.
And I'll repeat what I said before. You, Dr. Wu, Allison, you're all busy. You're super busy. They started their own company. It's going like really amazing. 3 companies. And you may not have time to become a perfect Tibetan translator, but every day you spend here will make your companies go better. And you will be a better teacher. So don't do this lazy thing where you go to 2 years of classes and you quit because you know something. You know, come to them for the rest of your life. Okay, don't let it ever stop. Okay, understand? Just keep working at it, and you may find by accident you're a translator. Okay, this is part 2. Whenever you get to part 2, it's useful to go back and find part 1 because it was a long time ago. It was like a year ago. Okay, so don't be one of these lazy translators who says part 2, and you don't really know what it is. Okay, it's your responsibility to go back. The way you do it is you search for Dumbo backwards until you hit this phrase. Okay, you want Dumbo near this phrase. Okay, you go backwards and search for part 1. So I went and did it for you just to show you how it goes. Okay, this part 2 came from was a part 2 already. Okay, so we're talking about 2B and 2A. Okay, we're on 2B. What is 2? Shungdun la. What's Shungdun la?
The direct meaning of the main.
Yeah, the actual meaning of the text. He finished the prostration. He finished the praise. You know. Now let's get to the book. Let's get to the book. Yeah. Well, no, because 2A back then was. I'll teach you the whole thing, but in a summary way. I'm just going to take you on a quick trip through the whole Abhidharma. And then secondly, I will split it up into sections, which I guess means chapters, and I'll do a Gepa Shipa.
An extended
Yeah. So we are starting, after 2 years or something, we're starting the book. Which has happened, you know. We are starting his explanation of each chapter of the Abhidharma Kosha. He gave a kind of an overview, yeah, and now he's on to now he's going to split it up and make it more clear.
So
Okay.
we just kind of had an overview of the whole book.
Yeah, supposedly. Yeah. Well, we just had a Luki Gone Dortemba. We had a summary of the body. This Lu means body of the text. We also say that in English. We say the body of the text. It means the main part. You know, okay, not including the appendices, not including the table of contents. Okay, not including the dedication to your mom. Okay. So, go. I'm sorry, you finished. So we reached the detailed explanation by breaking it into sections. Yenlak means branches, right? I don't like particularly branches as a translation for this. When it's a yenlak of a tree, it's okay. But yenlak is very common, for example, for the 5 parts of the body: 2 arms, legs, and head. and I won't call them branches. So don't think you have to say branches. Okay. Although branches of a bank are called yenlak also. Okay. In Tibetan. Yeah. Okay. So yenlak is going to give a shepa. Now that's going to have two parts. Okay. Typical. So now we got 2B1 and 2B2. And to not to be and kala kepa jag gupe ne. What is it that you should master? Okay, in Tibetan, kala kepa jag gupe ne. What is it that you should master? Okay, ne here means place, but it means subject. Okay, which information should you master? Kepa. I always remember kepa because I was delivered to my Lama by my college professor of Buddhism, physically. And I remember him handing me to Rinpoche at the door. And Rinpoche said, don't worry, I'll make a scholar out of him. And I thought, scholar? I don't want to be a scholar. I want to be a Buddha or something. But then later I realized in Rinpoche's mind the word kepa was scholar. Yeah, but it's not that. It's like master. Okay? It's like master. Okay? Where's some more? Where? What's munzin? We had it a couple times.
Recognize.
Yeah, recognize or identify. Okay, so you have to choose which one it is when you get to it. Okay? Musuma. He's using the past tense, but he's using it as a noun. The identification of what it is you should be mastering. The identification, I'm going to identify for you the points that you should be mastering, which are thousands. Okay? And secondly, I'm going to tell you how cool it is if you do become a master. Okay? How cool it'll be if you do master them. Okay? Detar kepache, if you do make yourself a master in that way, then there's yintens. There's cool things about it. Demba, I will demonstrate to you. Okay? Those are the two steps. I have a feeling the second one happens like 10 years from now.
Right.
Okay, so don't worry too much about that one. Just assume it's cool.
Well, hopefully by then we'll be able to recognize the cool things because we'll have learned everything.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Go.
Rampola, K we
Whoa.
Nedan, Eni, Kewo, Newa, Nepa, Chepe, Suni.
Yeah, cool. Is there anything more pleasant than doing a Tibetan text with all your friends and hugging your honey at the same time? Is there such a happiness in the world? I don't think so. Dambala. KJ Ne means, well, what is this information I'm supposed to master? Okay, Kepa Jawe Ne. What is this stuff I'm supposed to master? Okay, and then Deni Ngepa Chepeto. How do you ascertain it? Okay, what it means we don't know till we get there. Okay, we just had the word ngepa as a verb. Okay, Denyi could mean emptiness, but I doubt it. I doubt that it's suchness, tattva, in this text. They don't use the word emptiness except as one of the 16 aspects of the four truths. They only use the word dakme, anatman, no self. Okay, they don't use dombeni in this school much, or denyi. Okay, so denyi probably means those points. How do you nail them down, or something we don't know yet. Okay. Now we're going to cover the first one. Here's the stuff I want you to know, says Vasubandhu. Okay, the author, 17 centuries ago. Here's the stuff I want you to know. Here's a list of the stuff I want you to know. Okay, go ahead. Dambola, this Dambola.
Dambola, you pung kam ke che ki nam chadam.
Namshak. Who's got the plane here? Let's go.
You can Wang Pui,
Yeah.
Rak Che,
Yeah, Rabbi.
Wat Yang, Shapani,
Shape.
Shepani.
She used to be a one of those people who jumps off cliffs with wings. Brigitte, she did it hundreds of times. Hang on, I finally talked her out of it. I hope. You're too valuable to do that. But this plane, she's not managing that well. Okay. Okay. So the first one, here's a list of the information I want you to understand. I want you to understand pumbos, kams, and keches. I want you to understand pumbo, kams, and keches. The 5 heaps, the 12. Sorry, he's got them out of order actually. The 5 heaps, the 18 categories, and the 12 doors of sense. I want you to understand those 3 topics. They all come up in the first chapter. And they're just increasingly finer divisions of existence. Okay? Roughly 5 heaps. You want more detail? 12 doors of sense. Oh, I want more detail. 18 categories. And ironically, traditionally, you're considered more stupid if you need the 18. You see what I mean? They will say, really, students with extraordinary karma will understand the whole thing when you present the 5 heaps, and you don't have to go deeper. It's the kind of reverse of what you would expect. Okay, Keche, Namshak. Okay, Namshak means presentation. It means all about blank. You know, you write a book called All About Bees or something. Okay, so that would be a namshak. Namshak means all about whatever. All about the heaps, doors of sense, and the categories, which is the very, very famous subject of the first chapter of the Abhidharma, and the very, very famous subject of the first turning of the wheel, as presented in the sutra called What I Really Meant, which is what they're studying in China under Nick's tutelage. And maybe we're going to talk Ben into going also, but he doesn't know about it yet. Okay, Yu Chen Wamber Rabye. By the way, those are all sort of objects of thinking. Those are all sort of objects of understanding. But we also want to talk about the state of mind which understands them, okay? So that's going to get us into the second chapter of the Abhidharma Kosha. By the way, the chapters in the Abhidharma Kosha, each major book has its own names for chapter. And in the Abhidharma, it's sthana, Kosha sthana, okay? Kosha sthana, which means place, station, right? Comes from sthana, places of study. So there are a chapter in the Abhidharma Kosha has its own name, which is Kosha sthana. The first sthana treats pumbo, keje, kam. The second chapter treats the state of mind which perceives those, which is wangbo. Okay? Wangbo means here faculties of sense. And they include, there's 22 I think, and they include odd things like masculinity and femininity and intelligence, and they're not they kind of go into states of mind and states of faculties, physical faculties, mental faculties, okay? He calls them yul, they're not all yul. Yul Chen, sorry. Subject states of mind.
It's a 2-minute special.
We just started. Really? Okay, go.
Hambola, Duce, Chi, Chisenitan.
Let's go hang glider, let's go hang glider.
Shirsum ki nam shatam, comes ki nam ba rache, dam sum.
Dumbalat, we're going to have the general definition of duce. Not working thing.
Composting.
I don't like compose, it's not correct. I object to it. Gyudan ken ki chene, gyu ken chepe che.
Due to the coming together of
Yeah, it's been universally mistranslated in English by people who don't understand it as composed thing. But sky is also composed. It's not that. It's things created by the coming together, do, of causes and conditions. That's its definition. Things created, che, by the coming together, do, of causes and conditions. But don't ever call it composed thing. Space is composed, emptiness is composed, rabbit's horns are composed. Just kidding. Okay, so general, I don't know, we're going to say produce things, how's that? I like to translate it as produce things. So don't be misled by the dupa, by the word collected.
Which word is it?
Do is means brought together, but it means produced by the coming together of causes and conditions. That's how it's explained. Gyudan ken dune chepe che. Say gyudan ken dune chepe che. Duche. You see, the thing created by the coming together of causes and conditions, but don't call it the thing that came together. You see what I mean? That's not correct. Okay, so that's the first subject. In the presentation of the heaps, doors of sense, and categories. The first subject we're going to get to is what does it mean to be a produced thing? What is a produced thing in general? Okay, first. Second, he's going to go through the chusum, the three qualities, and he doesn't name them. Okay, I went and tried to get them. I'm not even sure they're right. But basically, physical things, mental things, and things other than physical and mental things, which is probably the three categories of duches. Okay. Yeah, one more thing. And then we're going to get into the kamkin number, we're going to get into the division of the different categories. Okay, all the different categories. The 18 categories. Okay, so those are the topics we're going to cover in our presentation on the heaps, the doors of sense, and the categories, which is the whole subject matter of the first chapter of the kosha, of the Abhidharma kosha. So we're finally to the subject matter, and we're gonna go there. Stopped here. 9:19.
18.
Right? 18. Okay. Cool. There's a new Japanese dish called sashimi. Please, sashimi.
There it is.
Sashi burki joshi neto tom rira rinshi nende debadi sange shindu mikte uwagi roku namda shingla chuparsho Idam Guru Padmamadala Kamniyatayami Di Kewo Kun Sanam Yeshe Zonso Shing Sanam Yeshe Lechungwe Damba Kuni Topa Sho Smokedy Dokedy